Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to part 21 of 9, episode 2, そらいろそらうたそらのおと. Oh, I do apologize for the background sound. I'm pretty sure I've loaded enough, but don't know how it will be on the other end. Yeah, so let me actually just, while I'm just doing my introduction, I'll just do this. So yeah, last time it was kind of a slower episode. It was more about Kakeru recovering from his petrification, getting to understand how he's going to be living with that for a few days, getting Kujo and Noah up to date about the whole situations. What else? It was Sophie told us what we kind of knew already, but more of a confirmation about Iris and the power, looking in the eye, all that type of thing. And then lastly, where we are now, Kakeru was going to take a shower. Yeah, pretty sure it was a shower. Obviously, because we can hear it in the background. Anyway. And I kind of saw it coming. But yeah, so Sora had then wanted to come in and watch his back. I mean, it's not something, as mentioned, I kind of saw it coming, so it's not a big surprise. And so, yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure during the editing, I will be having this pretty much censored. Should be fine. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. I shouldn't worry about anything like that. I'm just, if it gets any further, it will be cut and pasted elsewhere, like I do with this type of stuff. So yeah, for now it should be fine. I'll continue as usual. But yeah, so just leave it at that. So yeah, let's continue. Shall I just put on back on the noisy background? Turn it down a little bit more. Yeah. Okay.
お邪魔します。
Oh, what? So flings open the door and waltzes in back naked. Wait, no, seriously, what the hell is this girl thinking?
ほら、洗ってあげるよ。座りなよ。
Wow, you really are just going for it, huh? Damn.
ほら、洗ってあげるから。ほら。
Okay. Overwhelmed by enthusiasm, I obediently sit on the stool.
よし、頭洗おっか、先に。
Sora tilts the shower head towards me, puts some shampoo on her hands, and starts running them through my hair. It should still be fine. It's a CGE, but okay. Hey, not so rough.
これから優しくなるから。美容院のごとき心地よさになるから。
The face is a bit off. I should be able to show that the art is a bit off. It feels not normal like the others. Okay, but hold on, one question.
何？
Why the hell are you naked?
だってこの後普通に入るし。
In other words, because you're an idiot.
アホじゃないよ、賢いよ。
Could you at least cover up?
別に見えてないからいいでしょ。
I got an armful earlier, you know.
気にすんな。私もニーニーの見えてるし。
I'm begging you, seriously, if you could just show just a shred of decency, it'll be real nice.
持ってますよ。家族なんだから意識する方がおかしいでしょ。
It's a line even for family, you know. A line we're not supposed to cross.
こんなの全然セーフでしょ。 妹に欲情してるニーニがおかしいよ。
I'm not horny. God damn it. Do I need to smack some sense into you?
切れてるところが怪しい。やだ、襲われる。何？照れてんの？
Please stop misrepresenting people's size.
別にいいじゃん。初めてじゃないじゃん。よく一緒に入ってたじゃん。
Only because you kept barging in every time I was taking one.
ニーニが中学に入ってからはやめたじゃん。
Only because I yelled at you.
あれほんと怖かった。
And then you started bawling your eyes out, so Mom and Dad got mad at me. I got a whole lecture about how I had to play nice with you.
違うの、私が悪いのってさらに泣いた気がする。
Thanks to that, I got yelled at even more. I can't believe you're trying to make this sorter's fault and stuff like that.
そっか、そうやって虐げられてきたからニーニはひねくれたわけだな。
You're the last person I want to hear that from.
お詫びにご奉仕させていただきますので。
That is some hella suggestive word choice right there.
何を想像してるのかな？
Oh, shut up.
あれでしょ？知ってるよ私。体にボディーソープつけてこっそりつけるんでしょ？
Where the hell did you even learn this stuff?
そんなもんネットにいくらでも転がってるでしょ。よし、任せなさいよ。
Interestingly enough, yeah, she says, but alright, you asked for it, you got it. But in the job is more, yosh, makasenai, your, or like leave it to me, like I'll do it in a sense. Wait, idiot, don't actually do it.
できるって。
I don't care if you got it or not. This is just stupid. I lean forward as far as possible, trying to escape the sensation of Sawyer's breath running against my back. Holy shit, this girl is serious.
なんだよ、洗ってあげるって。
Look, cut it out already. You don't have to wash my hair either.
まだ途中だよ。
It's good enough for me. Thanks for your help. Stand up and rinse myself off.
ちゃんと洗わないと。
I just need a quick rinse. When I'm done, I throw open the door and flee the bathroom.
私のタオル使わないでよ。
I know. I towel myself off, grab my clothes, and hobble to the living room. Flustered, I throw my clothes on and pop down onto the bed. I'm still a little shaken. Can't believe I was getting turned on by my own sister. Now, I wasn't really, but I'm still a little unnerved. Sort of tends to act on impulse, so it's not uncommon for her crazy antics to surprise me, or even piss me off. But she'd never do anything outright wrong. Whenever she gets close to the line of what's acceptable, that's when she stops and thinks better. Pretty sure she's got her head on straight, but I've got a bad feeling. I mean, you could say that it's because the stigma is causing her to go berserk, in the sense she's not thinking right. Could put that as an excuse. I'm far from certain, but I can't shake this nagging premonition. I just pray I'm wrong. But even as I pray, I can't help but frantically try to organize my thoughts. If my fears turn out to be true and matters come to hand, what can I do? What would be the right thing to do? Okay, so it would have ended pretty close there. But I had to cut it where I had to last time. Would have been a bit too much. I was hoping that when I woke up, the petrification would have healed all the way to my wrist and ankle. Hoping meaning it didn't. But unfortunately, it's barely receded at all. I think the parts that already healed weren't petrified all the way to the bone, which is why they took so little time. Rest of my arm and leg have been petrified all the way through, which is why they're taking longer to get better. At least, that's my guess. Sucks, but there's nothing I can do except wait. We don't have any guests coming over today, so the plan is just to take it easy with Sora. However, she's being a bit clingy now. Sora? It's hot. Don't me?
これさ、原作だと主人公クレバーなのにちょっとバカすぎない？開始10分で正体バラしちゃったよ。
So ignores my subtle plea to get off of me and starts talking about the show we're watching. She's been like this ever since I woke up. The whole day she's been hanging on my arm, heck, practically sitting on my lap. Normally we eat breakfast sitting across from each other, but today she just plunked down right next to me like it was perfectly ordinary. I get up from my seat.
どこ行くの？
Bathroom. Why are you following me?
次、私。
You could just wait in the room.
別にどこで待っててもいいじゃん。
She really doesn't want to be apart from me. Finish my business and return to the living room.
なんで待っててくれないの？
What's wrong with you? Why the hell would I?
もう。
Sora plops down next to me with a pout. And promptly wraps her arms around me again. No matter how hard I try to pull her off and how cold I act toward her, she won't let it go. Man, put this together with last night's and... Hey, seriously, what's up?
何がよ。
There's something you want to get off your chest, I'll listen.
別にないけど。
So whenever I hear like the blackening or like something similar to that, there isn't really. It's more like there is something. Yeah, alright. Come on, hit me with it.
ないってば。ニーニがちっとも甘えてくれないから代わりに私が甘えてるだけ。
Okay, why?
言うかそういうこと。手足が石になってんのにさ。ニーニ平然としすぎなの。もっと頼ってよね。
I'm leaning on you plenty. You're doing the housework and shopping for me, aren't you?
そうじゃなくて精神的につらいよってすがりついてくれたらよちよちってしてあげるのに。
You want me to say what now?
しろよ。おっぱい揉むくらいは許してあげるから。
She really has lost it. Now, look here.
何？恥じらい？誰にでも言わないよ。ニーヤンだから言ってんの。
You realize that makes it weird, alright?
もういいから黙って。今いいところだから。
Yeah. I'm actually curious, so can we see any of it? No. Okay. Sighing, I shift my attention back to the laptop screen. I accept my fate as a human hug pillow and spend the next few hours cuddling with Sora. After the show finishes, she puts on a foreign drama. Evening comes. and soon evening has passed into night.
面白いけど、見るのに体力いるね、これ。
Yeah, this is hardcore.
シーズン1はあと。あ、もうこんな時間じゃん。ご飯買いに行かないと。何食べたい？
I'm good with whatever you want.
いっつもそれじゃん。ニーニが食べたいもの食べたいから希望を言いんしゃい。
How about curry?
カレー？そこいちってテイクアウトできるっけ？
Yeah.
じゃあそこいちにしよう。何カレー？
Seafood curry with the fried fish on top.
贅沢かよ。私もそれにしよう。
Sora finally disentangles herself from me, grabs her wallet, and gets to her feet.
じゃあ行ってくるね。
Be careful.
わかってますわかってます。明るい道を通るし、人気のない場所も避けます。行ってきまーす。
Sora waves and walks over to the front door. She puts on her shoes, opens the door, and steps outside. After she leaves, I let out a small sigh. Sophie, you here? Yeah, I could understand, or kind of, I should say, I expected this, where he was waiting for moments of peace away from Sora, so he can ask Sophie something that's related to Sora. Alright, to turn on the sound effects, so even
環
the
境設定だよ。
so even the portal sound effect was a bit low. A hole in space appears immediately. A familiar stuffed animal appears from the rift and settles down on the table.
何かしら？
Any sign of ghost?
何も知らせていないのが答え。
Here any reports, so someone's following you in a sense. What about the other worlder helping her out?
何もないわね。報告できることは。
How about Takamine?
動きなしね。まだ気づいていない。リングだったかしら。電話のメッセージの返事がないことを不審がってはいるけれど。
So there's not much chance anyone is going to come after Sora for revenge right now. I mean, technically no one apart from Ghost know about what had happened.
そのために呼び出したの？何かあれば知らせるって言ったじゃない。せっかちね。
No, that's not all. There's something I wanted to ask you.
何？
When someone's stigma begins eroding away at them, what exactly does that do?
そうね。まちまちではあるけれど、大体は感情の制御ができなくなって欲望に忠実になるわね。
Yeah. I see.
末期になるとあなたも知っての通り、力が暴走して理性を失い発狂する。空にその兆候が見られるの？
I would say yes, but it's kind of hard to tell. No, I wouldn't go that far, but
はっきりしないわね。
well, what do you think of how Sora's been acting today, Sophie?
別にとしか言えないわね。まだ空のことはあまり知らないし、ブラコンなのねとしか。
Yeah, it's just saying she's got a brother. It's Brocon, but it's similar to Siscon. What's Con mean again? I'll think about it later. You're not wrong there.
確かに今日は顕著だったわね。ずっとあなたにべったり。今まではなかったの？
Not in the past few years, no. I mean, she has been getting a little more antsy about it recently, but a few years ago, she was like this all the time. She never left my side. And even if she was absorbed in a TV show or something, she'd notice and start crying the moment I got up. We took baths together, and sometimes she'd actually try to follow me to go pee. She couldn't even hang out with her friends unless I was there too. I mean, by middle school, she'd grown up a little, but maybe the stress has just been too much for her, and now it's got her acting more like her old self. These past few days have been rough. It's been hard on her, I'm sure. Maybe it'll be an exaggeration to say she's regressed to childhood, but it does feel like something along those lines might be happening.
つまり、特に異常な行動ではないということね。
Yeah, it's not abnormal or anything.
それなら心配ないわよ。と言ってあげたいところだけれど。
Sighing, Sophie raises both her tiny arms in a shrug.
付き合いの長いあなたが違和感を覚えたのならば、異常の前触れと考えた方がいいでしょうね。
Please, teach me how to cancel contract with an artifact. There is a way, right? Well, if we go back to the way it was before, there's only one way to get rid of an artifact. And it's if that person will die or appear dying. Or appear to be dead. Obviously we're not going to kill her, so we would have to use that ambrosia flower, I think. I think that was what she said that one time.
あるけれど。
You won't tell me. Are you worried that if Sora's power vanish, Ghost will be free again?
あなたはどう思っているか知らないけれど、そこまで冷淡じゃないわよ、私は。
Oh.
準備はもう進めている。
Okay. So she expected it, or was one planning on doing it regardless? Wait, you have?
けれど、その準備がまだ整っていないの。錬成には時間がかかる。
Hold on. Manufacturing process? Is it some kind of drug?
アンブロシアという霊薬があるの。仮死状態にすることでアーティファクトを騙し、契約を解除する。
Oh, what do you mean, appear dead?
魂を休眠させると表現した方が正しいかしら。実際に死ぬわけではないわ。眠りにつくだけ。
So, it's not dangerous.
ただし。
Sophie's voice grows serious. I can tell whatever's coming isn't going to be good. And I furrow my brows and worry. I mean, it's better than her going out of control and disappearing.
人を殺すことなくアーティファクトを回収できる薬だから、当然ストックはあるわ。そのストックを空に使うこともできる。
But, take it there's a reason why we shouldn't.
はるか昔に枝分かれしたとはいえ、元は同じ人間。けれど、私たちはアーティファクトを扱えるよう進化し、あなたたちは科学と呼ばれる力を発展させた。魂という概念にあなたたちは無知で、その扱いにとても未熟。刺激が強すぎるようなの、従来のアンブロシアは。
So she wants to try to dilute it in a sense to make it weaker.
前回こちらの世界の人間に使用したら、そのまま目覚めなかったわ。
Wait, what? No, wait, so what you're saying is we can't use this ambrosia stuff to cancel out a contract with an artifact?
最後まで聞きなさい。あなたたち用に効果を弱めたアンブロシアを今作らせているの。ゲートが開いた時点で錬成を始めたからもうすぐできるけれど、あと数日はかかる見込みよ。
I don't know if you'll have a few days. I see. Just a few days. That's not too bad.
楽観視もできないけれど、今の状態なら大丈夫でしょうね。
Even if it turns out Sora hasn't been affected too badly by her stigma, could you use that medicine on her anyway?
力を完全に御しているなら使う必要はないわよ。暴走の心配なんてないから。
So long as she has complete control over her powers, there's no need. So there's still a chance that she would still be fine regardless. Of course, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that she's going to lose control regardless. Just the way I feel like the story is going to progress. But interesting. So you can have control over it. That's not why I'm asking. I just want Sora to be free of these powers. This just isn't a laugh I want for her.
妹思いね。ま、いいわよ。結論なんてそう簡単に出せないし、暴走されるのも後味悪いし。錬成が完了したら1本あげるわ。好きに使いなさい。
Thank you. I bow my head to Sophie. I expect Sora's gonna be pissed, but I want her to get rid of her artifact as soon as possible. The ability to manipulate someone's presence is a powerful weapon to have on our side, but I don't want Sora risking herself. Plus, if she relinquishes her artifact, I should be able to take it in her place. Didn't think about that. I'm sure that will be for the best.
他に何かある？ないのなら帰るわよ。あなた、気軽に呼び出しすぎなのよ。
Sorry. You can go now? But right as I'm about to finish my sentence, I think of something else. It's not urgent, but it's been at the back of my mind since this conversation started. I was so focused on the immediate question and I almost forgot to ask. Can I ask one more thing?
答えられるかは質問による。
If you had a drug like that, why did Iris go around killing users instead of using it? Interesting. But then this, let's see, how would I be able to answer this? Either they didn't want to use it, or Iris went berserk and went out of control. Because obviously if they used Iris to collect the artifacts, then she was just killing them regardless. So they could just use the Ambrosia. Because I mean, if it was on the humans back then, they would not have been able to survive the drug regardless anyway, so regardless they would have died. So perhaps using the drug would have been faster way? I don't know.
殺して回る？こちらではそういうことになっているの？
Interesting, so it's not the same. It's been the history has changed. Not changed. I mean rewritten in terms of the story itself. Huh. Well, that's what our legends say anyway. That she petrified users and took their artifacts. Interesting. Sophie seems both interested and somewhat displeased. She already admitted Iris was the Evil Eye's original user, but it seems those old legends are less accurate than I gave them credit for. At least I assume that's why she looks unhappy. Sophie mulls my question over for a few seconds.
これくらいなら話していいかしらね。
Oh.
私の所属する組織のことは話したわよね。
You said it was called censored, right? And that it's in charge of managing artifacts?
その通り。実はセフィロトは2つ存在するの。わかりやすく言えば、そうね。穏健派と過激派といったところかしら。
The only thing I can probably get from this is she's probably more of the moderate faction and the radical faction is more of the like if I were to gather what's happened so far in their world is they keeping artifacts in a certain place. I think they did mention it, and then when the gate broke, all that was flooded through. So my guess is the moderate faction has been keeping the artifacts safe so that it doesn't go out of control in a sense. They're trying to moderate, as the name sings, moderate the artifacts. Make sure that the people don't lose control or overuse their powers, things like that, you know, that type of thing. While the radical faction, to my opinion, is more like what Rig Vader in a sense is. They want players to use their powers freely. They want to be free to do whatever they want. And in my opinion, I could see them being at war with the other side because the radical world wants them not to hoard those powers, but to freely let people use them in a sense. I don't know, it's just my own take on just what little we've been given. And you're part of the moderate faction.
そうね。
Yeah.
できる限り犠牲は出さないよう立ち回る。もちろん必要であれば非常な決断もするし、命も奪うけれど。
Yeah, we kind of forget as much. When was it? Oh, when she wanted to use Kujo to use her power to defeat artifact users.
イーリスもやむを得ない状況下だけよ。ユーザーを石にしたのは。けれど、やむを得ない状況が常態化している連中がいる。
Quite frequently. Huh. The radical faction.
そうなるわね。今までは互いに干渉することはできなかったけれど、別の世界で対立することになるなんてね。
Sure. So we can then ultimately guess that the people who are helping Ghost is someone from the radical faction then. So the other world working with Ghost is from Sephiroth's radical faction.
断言はできないけれど、もしそうなら、あなたたちには代理戦争をさせていることになるわね。私たちの。
This means this mess just keeps getting bigger.
あまり気にしなくてもいいわよ。あちらも監視はしているでしょうけど、大きな干渉はできない。私のようにね。
But I wonder why. I mean, obviously they're two different worlds, so what's stopping them from doing whatever they want in this world?
今は自分と空の心配をしていなさい。面倒なことは私がやるわよ。
I misjudged you. Yeah, in a sense, I kind of can see that because at first I also thought Sophie didn't really care, and she would just do whatever it takes to get hold of the artifacts and whatever, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, she has been a lot more caring this playthrough.
何?
You're a good person. Sophie smirks and slips through her interdimensional rift. Man, she could have at least said something. I guess even if she's ultimately pretty nice, she's still a little twisted. Well, I guess that was a pretty cliche thing for me to say, so I can't blame her. Anyway, with this, Sora should be free of her burdens in just a few days. All that's left is to see whether I can manage without her. To be honest, I have my doubts. Even when I was back to the corner, my artifact still didn't awaken. There's gotta be some trigger to activate it though. I guess everyone else just knows instinctively how to activate it, while I... Hey, Sophie, if you're still here, there's one other...
あなたは私を気軽に呼びすぎ。
Sorry.
こっちの都合を考えなさいよ。もう。
Yes. Oh, I can understand with the man thing, yeah, but I mean, all he says is hi, which is, yes, okay.
まったく。
I mean, you could have at least answered his question. Sighing, Sophie ducks back down into her portal. She does have a point. I wanted to be considerate of the fact that she's got her own life. Man, I'm hungry. I muttered to myself to fill the uncomfortable silence. At any rate, being hasty won't help anyone. For now, what I can do is wait for Sora to come back home. Oh, she's going out without us. Okay. And obviously got a school uniform, so she's going to school. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. A little shorter than the previous episodes, but only because those ones had situations, I guess you could say. So we learned quite a fair amount, which is great. We learned that Sora might be losing herself slightly to her desires in a sense. But it could also, as Kakure said, it could just be her reverting back to her childhood self because of all the trauma and all the mess that has been happening the past few days. Then the thing with Iris was really interesting as well. Why? The whole folklore, legends, stories, anime, the whole thing is just still so intriguing for me. Because, let's start off with the anime. The anime obviously took a story from the folklore. But why, in a sense as well? Like, for sure, it could probably be an interesting story, but it just feels like, who was the person who thought of the idea and brought it through? It could just be, obviously, could just be useless information, but that was what my thought was at first when I first thought about this long ago. But obviously now we know that it's based on the folklore and that there's correlating information that could work. But then that also goes down to the point where, how was the information of Iris transcribed through history? Obviously they've got a lot of information that is accurate. Iris, the evil eye's ability, things like that. So how did it come across that she was petrifying every single artifact user? And now that we know that there's the two groups, the moderate and radical. Well, actually, I should have actually looked at how do I say this? The Japanese for those. I think kanji. I'm not good with kanji. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to know how they translated that correctly or not. So, but I'll just go with it for now. I mean, I could have just heard the words, but I think it's alright. Anyway, so we know that possibly the person supporting Ghost is from the radical faction side. But I mean, not exactly. There have been some cases of similar stories in the past where, let's say in Sophie's organization, the Moderate side, all about keeping the artifact safe, out of control, out of the radical side's control. Obviously, this is still my take for it. I'm just going with it for now. Or if that is what the case is, then maybe there's somebody within Sophie's organization that has shifted their ideals and their views and has now become an insider, in a sense, for the radical faction. And that person is working for Ghost. It's tough to say because we don't know their workings on. Is Sophie following orders? What is her whole, how can I say this? It's more, is each side following orders? Was their own personal goals or mission to do this? Because to me, Sophie seems like, well, from the sounds of it, it sounded like Iris was from the moderate faction side. So, from what I can see, it seems like Sophie either looks up to Iris or is pretty close related to Iris. Because whenever Iris was brought up to Sophie or something related to other worlds, she kept shifting topic, dodging the topic. Still a lot of questions, unfortunately. So, okay, so how are we going to move on from here onwards? I can expect something to happen not today. I think the next day. I think something is gonna happen, and that will cause her to go berserk and run and make it so that she's unable to last before the weakened version arrives, which will then cause Sophie to get the stronger one and have her sleep for a long time. And that will possibly be a way to end the first playthrough. I don't know. Because they're putting a lot of emphasis on the berserking and on Sorta's ability. So that's why I'm a bit worried on it. Because I mean, you had a bad end on the first game, so which makes you do the playthrough. So they're kind of sad to do it, but kind of have to do it on the second one as well if you want to have a visual novel which has decisions. Yeah. Oh, for now, guess that'll be it. Yeah, weekend now. So, for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please know what your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time.